Hey everyone, Erin here. Welcome to another casual garden stroll around the garden. I'm actually filming this one on Saturday, if you can believe it. Sailing season is over, so I'm not spending my, sadly, Saturdays on the water anymore. So I have the chance to do some videos, and I'm actually in the middle of making another video right now, but there is thunder. And I don't want to get halfway into a project that I'm working on and then get disrupted by the rain. So I thought, let's film the casual garden stroll so that can go up nice and early Sunday morning. Then we can roll into the other videos. A couple of bits of viewer mail, first of all. And the first one is from Thomas Platt. He's in Wilmington, Delaware. He says, good September to you. Here are 2 photos of my garden. I'm gonna hold those up for you guys. They're beautiful, by the way. He says, it is 21 by 32. I started it in 2020 with 2 cedar bushes and a witch hazel small tree. I've been expanding it ever since. The section with the dahlias was just done this past winter. It has dahlias, 1 hibiscus plant, a phlox hybrid, and some marigolds, some canna lilies, and a bunch of zinnias. The other flower photo is from my flower common area, number 1. I just started that a few months ago. So pretty amazing for a relatively new garden. Also, Thomas, it looks like you did a really nice job building this little bed for these here. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing, Thomas. That's great. And then this one is from Lori in Lakewood, Colorado, where my understanding is elk are a problem. Hi, Erin. If you're ever in northern Colorado in the summer, take the time to visit this garden and walk along the Yampa River. If you come in the winter, skiing is amazing. This is from Lori, and she sent along the Yampa River Botanic Park. Free admission. That's pretty nice. This is in Steamboat Springs, Colorado. Self-guided tours. This is oh, look at the map. That's a good map. It looks huge. So everything's called neighborhoods. Here's the Trillium neighborhood up here. They have a reflecting garden with a reflecting pond. Here's a rainbow neighborhood. Blue garden, purple garden, red, orange, yellow, tranquility garden. Here's hummingbird neighborhood down here. Butterfly, hummingbird, crevice garden. Ooh, crevice gardens are cool. I probably won't ever have one. I don't know how I possibly mix it in, but they are very cool. There's a members garden area. Here's Dorothy's garden. Let's see what else. Mixed trees, evergreens, natives neighborhood. Very cool. Never heard of this place. Oh, and there's all sorts of great information on the back. Lori, thank you for sending that. That looks pretty amazing. Keep that one on your list for Colorado, you guys. All right, let's go on a bit of a tour. There was a couple of things I wanted to point out to you, and want to make sure that I do it. Oh yeah, hang on, it's in here. Be right back. I don't know if you can hear that thunder rumbling. There's this line of storm. Actually, that might have been the neighbor's truck, but there is thunder rumbling. There's a little line of storms just to the east of us, going right up the coast. Oh, and this one today, Barky McBarker pants today. We just went on a really long walk to try to wear him out, and he is just barking at everything. Well, the rain is gonna lay waste to my rest of my gardening day. We need it really bad. Things are dry, and I haven't been watering things because I'm like, oh, it's gonna rain, but I really need to be out here giving supplemental water to this stuff unless we get a big gully washer. New Dahlia showed up this week, and she is worth the wait. This one right here. This is Bloomquist Blush. Now, those cucumber beetles are really becoming problematic, and they need to get out of there right now. Out with you. I think I saw another one in here. Look, they're so sneaky. Oh, little bastards. Ooh, bad language, sorry. Okay, anyway. Ooh, that's a beautiful one. Quite like that one. Okay. Crichton Honey is still looking great, and I showed you this one last week. This is Holly Hill Pinky, putting out way more flowers, looking really good. This is what I wanted to show you over here, just briefly. This is a hose link that I talked about a little bit on Instagram, and I had a couple of questions here about it. on a few videos. So this is the Evolve hose link hose reel. By the way, let's clarify here. I do work with hose link. This has got nothing to do with that. So Evolve, they came out with a new hose reel. It looks a little different. I think you can see the casing here. Looks a little, you know, it's a little square. I like it because it does say hose link on it, but it's very minimal. Because, you know, we don't need that there, right? I mean, I know HoseLink wants us to have it there, but so basically high flow hose, 90 feet long, replaceable parts, 5-year warranty. I have been using this since the beginning of summer. They sent me one before it was released, and I have been liking it quite a lot. Here's what I'm going to say about this, because a lot of people have asked me. Not a lot. That's a total exaggeration. A handful of people have asked me. That's dog drool on my shoulder, by the way. Okay. So, just in case you're looking at hose links, this is really super quick here. This has a different mounting system than the other hose links have had. So, you need to, and it doesn't go on just like a pipe like the other one did if you're gonna do your own mounting system. So you need to buy a post from them because it only goes on sort of a proprietary thing. A bracket does come with it, so if you want to mount the bracket onto the side of your house, or in my case the deck, or onto a post, it'll work no problem. If you want to do the pole in the ground thing, then you're gonna have to buy their pole. Bit of a bummer. I can understand why they did it. I get how it's actually an easier system to use. It is absolutely removable. Obviously, you have to be able to remove your hoses for winter. It's totally removable. I do think it's probably a little handier. You kind of like click it forward. It doesn't matter. But you should know that, because if you have existing hose links and you're thinking about expanding your collection, it's not going to work with the same mounting system as the other one. So that could be a drawback. It's a little bit more expensive. And is there anything else I need to tell you about it? Oh, you actually have to do a little bit of assembly when it comes. You just have to put the stopper ball on. I don't know why that is, but you do on this one. This is my favorite of them, but I love all of them. And I have had one in 4 years of using 3 of them. I've had one problem with the other ones, and that was at the end went bad, and so I got a little kit from them to fix the end. The end. No, I mean, period. So that's the only problem I've ever had. So I mean, like, while the warranty is great, and I love the fact that this one actually has replaceable parts, like you can get into the case and replace parts. I've never needed that. So that's all I'm going to say about that to answer some of the questions. You know, pick whichever one you like if you're picking one, or don't, whatever. But that's my thoughts on it, because some people asked me to address that. This is the next thing I wanted to show you. These are the Elegance pansies. You guys, these are so cool. These were sent to me as sample plants. And there's 2 series here, but they got kind of messed up. So there's a Twilight series and what's the name of the other one? Antoinette collection. I think the Antoinette collection are the sort of more pastel-y ones, but I couldn't tell you which ones go with which collection. Because like I said, when they came out of the box, it was a big mess. But they're so cool. I mean, and you can't buy straight colors at this point anyway, so they are mixed into a collection. But by the way, all of the flowers are broken off of these. They were completely beheaded when I got them, thanks to FedEx. But they have all put up new flowers, and they're so pretty. So, like, look at these. Just these, they're like little petticoats. Each one is just, I mean, I'm actually not usually one for double flowers, to be honest. Well, I am sometimes. But sometimes I appreciate a single flower, but these are outstanding. I have to think that one, which I think is the same as this one, are my favorites in here. Anyway, I think they're out. I saw some places online, or like, I shouldn't say online, not selling online, but garden centers who had them and were mentioning them that online. I think you'll probably see more of them next spring. But they're called the Elegance series again. I believe the breeding for this was done in Japan, if I'm not mistaken. And this tray was sent to me for samples. So I got to think where I'm going to plant these for fall. I'm thinking, I don't even know where we're going to put these, but I'm thinking maybe this container. Maybe I'll pull the dahlias out early, leave the gardenias in the back, take out the summer hyacinth, and then put the pansies here. I don't know. I want them close so I could appreciate them up close and personal. Well, this is kind of what we've been working on here, so we won't talk too much about that. Oh, the mangave is flowering finally. So let me get you up there. There's the mangave spike all the way up there, and you can see that it's a little wah-wah. I thought there was gonna be more to this. I don't know if that's the flower, but anyway, so that's the bad hair day mangave doing its flowering, meaning it's gonna die. But everything else in this container is looking really good, including that banana. Let's stroll this way. The poor bleeding heart heliopsis is really looking so terrible. It's just got powdery mildew really bad. I hope that's not a persistent issue with it. But it's actually still kind of beautiful, but it's a bit of a bummer. Meanwhile, this helenium though, looking great. Looking like that should be. Oh, it's so dry over here. I mean, I'm gonna show you some stuff because some of it is so crispy. How many times have I talked about this? Cutting those off? Still haven't done it. Okay, so this is what I want to show you over here. All right, Christopher and Eric over at Grow For Me Gardening. They were at the Proven Winners Walters event when I was there, and they said, you have to get the Yard Enforcer. I hope I bought the right thing. And this is it. It's this water activated, you hook it up to your hose, it's supposed to scare the deer away. So I'm putting it over here, and my theory is, because I feel like they're entering the property from over here, and I see that it's gone off recently, but I don't, oh, well here, maybe Darwin will set it. I mean, I don't know that it's working that well. Okay, well, it kind of worked. I don't know. Whatever. We'll see. I'm always up for testing anything. Let's pop in here and see if there's strawberries. You guys, I don't even understand how this is happening, but the Seascape strawberries, and look, somebody ate this big one. Oh, the buggers. Get rid of that one. But the Seascape strawberries have just been freaking amazing. I mean, look at that guy. It's really good. Check out Penn Hill Watermelon. Dahlia. That is so pretty. I don't mind growing it here in the fence. Maybe this is where some of the tall dahlias are gonna go. It's easy to manage them in here. I finally have some tomatoes coming here. This is, I believe this is the purple tomato this is the GMO purple tomato. You gotta let them ripen until they're like truly purple. Like this is maybe there, but you gotta keep letting them go, otherwise they don't taste that good. We have some big guys on here. Anyway, tomatoes, finally. Nice to see them. Thanks for showing up, tomatoes. This is awesome, and none of my awesomes are ready yet. But there's a lot of, I guess I planted a lot of cherry tomatoes this year. This guy's pretty good. Might eat a tomato while I'm out here. Gotta feed the fish. Looks like the fish could use a little bit of fresh water in there too. Looks kind of scuzzy in there. Oops, sorry guys. They're supposed to mostly be eating mosquito larvae, which I'm sure there's been plenty of. All right, on we go. Tomatoes, so to summarize, tomatoes are here. Dahlia is pretty. Yard enforcer may or may not work. Moving on. Now the problem is I have that thing on. Am I going to be able to walk over there? Probably not. I just feel like the deer are definitely outsmarting that. And that's saying something because deer are not smart. We can take a closer look at the obedient plant. I pointed this out last week. Oh my God. Look at all the ligularia seedlings. Oh boy. Here's the obedient plant. So this is a plant that I had in the garden, got it from my mom, and then didn't want it where it was, and then I stuck it down here, and it just kind of has spread itself out. And it's really pretty down here, and it, you know, might get a little rambunctious, and that's okay down here. Oh my God, I'm concerned about the ligularia situation, though. Well, better ligularia than something else, because almost anything else that's going to grow in here, God, is it dry down here, is going to take over and be like weedy. We're going to go around this way. So anyway, I will put a link in the description to that yard enforcer thing in case you want to see what it is. I feel like I've tried every deer repellent type gizmo that's out there, so I have very little faith in any of them. I don't know if I talked about these mojito nicotianas last week, but they're quite interesting, and I think I'll grow them again. They're taller, but the flowers are big, and I would say they're more of like chartreuse on the outside with white in the center, and then they fade a little bit to white. I don't think there's a scent. Well, there's no scent right now anyway. Anyway, I think there's, I don't know, I think these might be one to grow again. This one stood up nice. These are kind of newer flowers. I would say they're showing up on the camera much more chartreuse than they are in real life. I'm seeing a lot of things I need to be doing in this garden. The general consensus last week was to wait for these to develop, this silphium to develop seeds, and then toss them over there. And I think I will do that. In the meantime, I'm sure this is driving my neighbors absolutely nuts because it's like kind of hanging out into the road. I figure it keeps them from driving too close to the garden. No one's going to want to run that over. It's too happy. The HS State dahlias are doing really good in here, despite the fact that you can see I've not been in here to deadhead them. Look at all those deadheads that need doing. And did I tell you that, or show you that we have droops on the Cornelian cherry dogwood? Actually, quite a few of them, really. They're big too. I mean, I have some on the other one too. I think I'm getting them now because now that I have two of them, there's actually some cross-pollination. That's the size of them. If anybody, apparently you can make jam. Now, I don't know anything about making jam, but I can figure it out and someone can tell me. But if anybody has a recipe, because I believe you can make Cornelian cherry jam. If anybody has a recipe, let me know. I don't know if I have enough for that, but maybe I could. Give me a shout. I'll give it a try. There's some stuff that is so, like, desperately needs water. And again, I'm holding off because, I mean, I guess one way to make sure it rains is to water something. But, like, the containers need water real bad. I have to say, I'm happier with the view of this garden from this angle than I have been in a lot of years. I think the layers look really nice here. It's nice that the Persicaria here, this is orange field Persicaria, has recovered from all the Japanese beetle damage and is just looking good. It's probably not the best thing that it's right next to this Agastache with very similar flower shape, but it's okay. The purple smoke bush, I think this is one of the old varieties. You know, I cut it back super hard because it was just all misshapen. Well, you can see all of this is all new growth. I don't know if that's great or not. I probably should have cut it back again, but it's adding some nice height over here and it's looking kind of nice. Here's a little, oh, look at that. I'm going to show you 3 clematis growing on one plant. Here's Princess Diana. Here is this adorable, this is Kaya, I think. Look at that adorable little bell. Oh my God, I'm smitten. That's new this year, by the way. Oh, it's going into this tree. I'd rather have it stick on the viburnum, just because that was the look I was going for. Where'd that flower go now? Oh my God, is it charming? Isn't that charming? I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, that's so cool. See, it's planted down there. Kaiu, K-A-I-U. And then this guy, and I don't know the name, guys. I'm sure there's a tag down there, but this guy. That's sort of just like the last vestiges of flowers there, I think, for those. A lot of things are tipping over here. And a lot of things look crispy, like the Joe Pye weed. Clearly not enough water in this area for that. The Heptacodium is starting to flower. So of course this is the first year for this. I don't expect, I mean, the one at my mom's house is, you know, just, which is 3 years old now, or was planted 3 years ago. Has way more flowers and bigger leaves and whatever, but you know, this is a first year plant here. So pretty. I saw a ton of monarchs on it just before, up at the top. There's you'll never be able to see them from here, but there's a couple up there right now kind of sitting on those flowers up there. So I am going to make sure this guy goes into winter really well watered. I want that to be a very happy plant. Well, I've clearly been working on a bit of mess over here. I love the Verbena bonariensis coming up through this garden here. I wish it didn't take so darn long to get to that point. I mean, it's maybe been a month that we've had it. So I don't know. I gotta maybe there's a plant out there that'll bloom earlier or something. Here's a little he's a shy little moth. It's a little hummingbird moth or a hawk moth or something. Anyway, I love that. I mean, I love Verbena bonariensis. I never found it to be aggressive cedar in my garden. It is in basically every other garden, but not in mine. In fact, I wish it would reseed a little bit more. I just love how airy it is and provides this texture, but you can still see through. Although, what is there to see beyond that? I don't know. This is that time of year when the garden really starts to fall apart. And I think we're all sitting here going, well, do I fix it? Or do I just be like, it's all going to be dead in 2 months anyway, so just wait. And I would say I'm feeling both of those urges. I think, I'm just going to show you one other thing here, and then I think we'll be done with this has gotten babbly. And it's not even cocktail hour. Thomas Edison Dahlia. Man, if you want big purple, and you know, they're not that tall, which is great. Just outstanding. And then this one, which I just wrote about in a column a couple weeks ago, and I cannot remember the name of right now, but that's pretty great too. Blue, Pika Blue? No, that's a lungwort. Never mind. I'll think of it. Anyway, that looks really nice. And actually, I love the dark foliage of this dahlia, which I just call white single. Somebody gave these to me. Actually, a viewer gave these to me. Said they couldn't have them anymore, and they dropped them off in my house, and I've been growing them ever since. So this is white single. I don't know if this is part of the HS date of the HS series or not. They very much look like that to me. Anyway, that dark foliage with the sort of white with maybe a pink tinge flower to it looks so good next to that Thomas Edison. I just cut a whole bunch of orange zinnias, so the zinnias are looking a little thin, and we're starting to get the first, did I see the first blooms on the, yeah, here. This is, it's not really an aster, but it's kind of an aster. I'm sorry, you guys. What good are these talks when I cannot remember the name of a damn plant? It all comes back to me at some point. It's just usually not the freshest time when I'm shooting these videos. Okay, I think we'll call that good for today. Let me turn you around here. All right, well, we made it through this video without raining, so that's positive. So I guess I'm gonna go do some of those things I just said I should be doing in the garden in the meantime. Thank you for watching. I hope to show you lots of videos this week. Fingers crossed that everything goes well to make that happen. And we will see you soon. Have a great day in your garden. Bye, everybody.